colleague, and both of them organized a hackathon. And obviously we were very curious what you guys have done. So thank you very much for making the time. Hilal, do you want to say a few things about why did you start a hackathon? What was the purpose? What was the intention?
Yeah, thank you very much. And hi, everyone. And I love the background of your scene, actually, Jörg. And I miss Cartagena a lot, first of all. And hopefully we can come back together at November, I guess, in Spain, in Barcelona, hopefully. And thank you very much for, yes, finger crossed. And thank you very much for hosting us and accepting the idea that presenting the Coronathon Turkiye process with you, because we know that we are all at home and want to find a solution. We just have our minds and motivation and internet. So what can we do? We started a hackathon, and we were very lucky because we had a short time. Although we have a short time, we have great partners and started the Coronathon process with private sector, NGOs, universities, etc. And Oğuzhan is an academician in Boğaziçi University in Turkey, also an entrepreneur. He was in the operation a lot at that process, so it would be great if he would tell his experiences and process and what we are doing now and what are plans for the future in terms of Coronathon Turkiye. Okay,
perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, thank you for making the time. Over to you. My first question is I'm new to this whole new technology. So of course I've heard of hackathons, but I actually never participated in one. Can you tell us a little bit more about what a hackathon is, how to organize that?
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me and joining to your Zoom talk. Okay, have you asked a question for me?
Directed at you, yes.
Actually, I had previously attended hackathons as a participant and also as a jury member in the hackathon. So I had experienced it from the first person before, and I know its capacity and capability in bringing new ideas. And I'm also teaching entrepreneurship classes at the university, design thinking, entrepreneurship, innovation, marketing, and in those classes, I also in every semester ask students to come up with new ideas, to come up with new opportunities, and I help them to build these opportunities into startups, into new ventures. So that's my background, that's my experience. So hello, John, nice hat.
Hi there.
I can see on the screen. Okay.
Yeah. Thank
you.
So
actually, and also hackathon is a terminology bringing hacking and marathon. So it condenses like months of effort into just 48 hours, into just 2 days. And it's a common practice among technology firms, especially in Silicon Valley, for the hackers to come up with new ideas. For example, lots of capabilities in Google has been built by those hackathons. And whenever you need a creative solution to a problem, to a known problem or to an unknown problem, it is always a good idea to apply to these kind of techniques such as hackathon, because if you don't apply this kind of structured methodology, what you come up with is all the known solutions, all the analytical solutions to the problems. Because if you have an analytical education, you will come up with the same type of, okay, genius, but obvious solutions. But in that problem, we need to go beyond that obvious solutions and come up with some creative solutions. And while doing that, we need to also define the problems as well. So defining solution requires defining the problems. And we follow this design thinking process during the hackathon. So actually, I was believing the power of the hackathon in conclusion. So we decided to apply it.
Thank you. So what was the challenge you addressed, or where you tried to find solutions for? What was the problem you were trying to solve?
Okay, so actually, first of all, it was just the idea of coming up with creative solutions. But we are not health experts, so this is a health problem. So health experts, professionals, doctors, engineers, biomedical engineers, biologists are working on the problem. So they are the experts. So we said that, okay, we are not focusing on the health side because there are already experts and professionals working on that side. That's not what we are strong at. Instead, there are other problems that this health problem has created, and also still continuing to create those problems. And those problems actually concentrate on psychological areas, sociological areas, economical, logistic, and other areas that maybe we cannot even think of at the moment, or not one of us can think, but collectively we can find out other problems as well. So we focused on those aspects, and also the problems which might also help solve the health-related problems. So not directly solving health problems, but might help those health problems. And at the end of the day, we wanted the solutions to actually have this high impact and high applicability. So we didn't make a differentiation at first between the ideas who has already started or which are new to the world. We invited all ideas, invited also existing startups to join this collective effort of building new solutions for this big problem. So at the end of the day, we looked at the impact and the feasibility, and we evaluated projects based on that criteria.
Yeah, thank you. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. How many people actually joined your hackathon? How many participated?
So actually, first of all, it was just the idea. I mean, it started like I just tweeted about it. I said, okay, the first hackathon I think was made by Estonia. And I saw it and I said, okay, why don't we do something like that? I tweeted about it, and then some entrepreneur replied to me, and then we talked on the phone, and then we talked the idea to other entrepreneurs, like in a WhatsApp group of maybe 80 entrepreneurs. We made a Zoom that day, and then while actually talking on the Zoom, one of our friends started developing the website. So I think it was the pace and speed we did the best, I guess. And then at the end of the Zoom meeting, we finished the website, and just in 24 hours, we started inviting applicants. And it was like, I think, Thursday midnight, and the applications was open until Friday midnight, and the hackathon was planned to start on Saturday morning. So in the 24 hours, we got like 1,500 applications.
Wow.
And actually, we started a YouTube channel, Instagram channel. So we have more than 2,000 subscribers on YouTube already. And we launched the hackathon through those YouTube webinars. And then actually in the previous 48 hours, actually, we were good at combining lots of associations, foundations, universities, public and private institutions, private companies. So, I mean, suddenly there were like maybe more than 40 stakeholders in this initiative. We called it Coronathon Türkiye initiative. Mm-hmm. And also other stakeholders have made those YouTube webinars, and also we made an open call to our stakeholders to become mentors in this process, so the participants can build on their projects better, so they can ask their questions. So we started a Google Sheet, and more than 120 mentors signed up for this open call. So it was on Google Sheets, so it was accessible and editable, so everyone could see it. And whenever the participants wanted to make a call with the mentor, so they could see the name, the expertise area, the timing when they are available, and also the join button. So they joined via Zoom, Google Hangouts, Skype, whatever they prefer to be called. And at the end of 2 days, we got around 150 projects. So out of 1,500 participants, so 150 projects came out of that. So they were in teams. At first, the application was in individual, and then they were in teams. And out of 150, we made a 2-stage evaluation process. In the first evaluation, we asked all the mentors to evaluate all the projects, just to make sure that each project gets evaluated enough number of people. And at the end of the day, each project was evaluated by at least 30 people.
Wow.
And so it took like more than a day to evaluate all those projects. And then in the second day, in the second stage, we brought together 30 jury members, judges from, again, our stakeholders who are entrepreneurs, investors, participants, and they evaluate the top 30 ideas. And out of the top 30, we decided top 12. Top 12 because during this process, some companies, institutions, organizations decided to fund us. So in total, we collected around 130,000 Turkish lira. So we just gave 10,000 liras for the first 12 project that we selected. And actually, it brought a huge impact. And suddenly the technology ministry, health ministry, youth ministry, internal affairs ministry, National Science Foundation, they all approached us. And during the nights, we were having Zoom talks with them. And now, just yesterday, National Science Foundation and Technology Ministry announced that they will also give additional funding for our top 30 projects. So
brilliant. Yeah.
And the impact is still rolling on. It's still building up.
Yeah. So you would say that because you organized that, and so what you're telling me, so in between you were a little bit improvising. It wasn't like really the perfect thing.
Yes. Actually, this is what I teach in my entrepreneurship class as well. I say like, done is better than perfect. Yeah. And the founder of LinkedIn, he has a saying: if you are not embarrassed with the first version of your product, you are probably too late. Yeah. So when we discussed about this hackathon idea with our entrepreneur friends, many people said that it's craziness to do it in just one day. So let's get ready and let's do it next week. Many people said that, but a few of us said, okay, if we wait, maybe we will lose the momentum, and let's do it. It will be our MVP, minimum viable product. It will be our prototyping. So if it doesn't work, no one cares. At least we will have tried. But if it works, it will be a version 1. It will be a prototype. Then we can build on that. And actually, as I said, some of our friends started working on that immediately, and it just took off. So we didn't know what to do yet. So people were asking me, okay, how are we going to take the projects? How are we going to evaluate? How will it work? So what is the process like? And for all the questions, my answer was, I don't know.
We will see.
We will see. We will figure it out.
I love that approach. Yeah,
we will figure that out. So we figured it out, and it worked perfectly. Of course, we did many mistakes. Of course, it was tiring. It was a tedious effort, but it worked.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So because speed mattered more than the perfection.
Yeah. I think that is really very important what you just said, because I mean, I know from conversations we had with other members, even at YBI, in our team, we're looking for the ultimate right thing, how to tackle that. And what you just said, I think that's so important, like speed over perfection.
Yes, but by the way, let me say something about that. Last week, European Commission approached us. European Commission Innovation Department, they are also organizing a hackathon. But they are organizing it in 24th of April. So they started organizing 1 month in advance. And so they are doing daily talks. Again, there is a Slack channel going on. So they invited us to be an organizer for that hackathon because there are all the other hackathons going on in Europe. They combined all the organizers, but it's crazy. I mean, doing that 1 month job, we did it just in 1 day. So we show that it is possible. Yeah. But when it grows larger, it might be really hard to make it faster. So the institutions, I think, also need that agility.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing you said, is you really gain attention, right? The unexpected.
Yes, unexpected. Actually, we didn't expect anything. We just said, okay, we need to do something about it. And that's why our slogan was, okay, become the part of the solution, and even better, become the solution. So that was our motto. We called the people like that, okay, become the solution, become the part of the solution. And we just wanted to become the solution. Yeah. So that was our motto. So we didn't care if it creates attention or not. And it all organically created that attention, and that even feels better.
Yeah. The one last question before we open up to the larger audience here. Can you tell us a little bit about the impact on the entrepreneurs, who obviously struggle big time at the moment, on their mental health, on their motivation, on their commitment, on anything you noticed during that hackathon or afterwards?
Actually, I mean, during that hackathon, we are all stuck at our homes, and many people were so happy working on that hackathon. Not only entrepreneurs, but also mentors, stakeholders, and they are still they still keep sending messages about it. And there's also there's our dean from the university. Actually, she found out the hackathon on social media. She texted me. She voluntarily became a mentor, and she did mentorship until the midnight. And then she texted me back after midnight, and she said that, okay, this felt so good for my spirit. So I felt so relieved. I felt so miserable because we were stuck, and since I worked to become the part of the solution, it felt so relieved. And actually, that's the same from the entrepreneurs. We keep communicating with them. We have a Slack group, and there are also other corporations and organizations who would like to help help the entrepreneurs. So we keep the communication open, and we just want them to launch. So we didn't see ourselves just making the hackathon for just 2 days. 2 days. I think our mission continues until we make sure that those projects go live. So currently we are working on that, and also at the same time there are other organizations which are making hackathons. We are just supporting them at the moment.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So I asked so many questions. So anyone else here would like to ask a question? So we have the experts here. Just unmute yourself and go.
Yeah, I would actually.
Elisa.
Hi, I'm Elisa. Good to see you, Lal. That's amazing. And yeah, congratulations. Sounds so exciting. Can you give us a few examples of the projects that were
okay.
Proposed?
Okay, sure. Thank you. Elisa, where are you from?
I am one of the many Italians living in London.
Ah, okay, cool. Actually, the winner of the hackathon, actually, we just announced one winner, and for the remaining 11, we didn't make a ranking because we called it a winner because, I mean, from all the judges, they got the highest points. So that project is called Medibook. So they are doing telemedicine. What I mean by telemedicine is like remote doctor consultation and treatment. So you don't have to go to the hospital. You don't have to go to a doctor because of the risk of the pandemic. So you can talk to the doctor remotely. So this application, actually, they were already an existing startup, so they didn't build this for the hackathon, but they just customized some parts specifically for COVID during the hackathon. And I think it was the winner because it was readily applicable. So it is readily applicable. And now the ministry is talking to them. So there was some regulation issues like and now the ministry is talking with there is a in Turkey like family doctors. So each family is appointed family doctor. So now the ministry is talking about combining all the family doctors actually within this system. So that was the top project. But I think that there is a yes. I cannot hear. I think someone opened the.
Josh, can you unmute yourself? Mute yourself. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay. So hope I can still. I think that there is still audio coming.
We're good now.
Okay. Okay. So other projects, for example, another one is an app making you, allowing you make live lessons. For example, if you're a Pilates instructor or if you're a psychologist, you can again join this application. So this is called Studio Canlı app. So in that app, you can give lessons, take lessons. So you can continue working through this app from your home. So that was another one. Again, so you can still, so for example, our Pilates instructor started using this platform as well. So she couldn't make any money before. Now she can make money from that platform. And again, psychological consultation can be given on that. Another project is about fact checking. You know, there's a problem with the fake news. So these guys proposed an algorithm for computer engineering students from a top university in Turkey. Another one is a volunteer management platform. So it combines, it's a marketplace for volunteers and people who seek volunteer jobs like that. Another one, what was that? Another one is a marketplace to for people to see the locations of the testing hospitals. So also with that project, we talked to the health ministry to get the data and collaborate with that startup. So if you'd like to get tested for COVID-19, you don't have to go to the hospital and wait. You can just check it from your phone and see in which places is it available, is it safe, is it far, etc. So this kind of information, you can see it on the app. And also 3 other apps similar to the one in Singapore. It tracks your location, geolocation, and your previous history to see if you have contacted with someone who has previously tested positive. Okay, so something like that. So all the projects are listed on our website. Currently, they are all in Turkish, but I think Hilal will help translating those in English.
Oh,
actually, Habitat is leading the work of the website. So,
of course.
That's great, thank you. And sorry, I'm actually working for YBI as well. And
okay, perfect.
They all seem to be kind of, so two more questions from me. So you just open it up, you opened the hackathon to everybody. So it was just not just the entrepreneurs that you already support. It was just an open call for anyone who wanted to join the hackathon. And then the second question is, were most of those projects tech-based, like apps or something most of them were just that kind of stuff, or did you have anything that was a little bit unusual and maybe that didn't involve a technical solution? Thanks.
Thank you. Actually, previously there was no initiative called Coronathon Turkiye, so it's built organically. So we didn't have any previous entrepreneurs that we support. So the call is everyone. So we didn't know who will apply. So everyone was a stranger for us at first. So we knew them during the process. And for your second question, as far as I remember, I mean, I think all the applications have technology component, but one which is interesting was actually one project in top 12 is about protecting the street animals. There are lots of dogs and cats on the streets in Turkey. Maybe you have seen if you have visited. So then one project was about making a platform to help them feed in the streets, because no one is in the streets. So there must be some volunteers who will feed them so they can see through the platform. I think that's an interesting idea. I wasn't expecting this kind of idea, maybe because I don't have any pets, but that's different than other ideas. But besides that, I think all the ideas have technology component.
Any other questions?
Hi.
Someone else going to talk?
Yeah, I was just going to ask a quick question around the execution and management of the program. It would be great to understand, use of virtual, physical space, sort of some of the sessions. Just to hear, sort of at a high level, how it was structured and managed would be great.
Okay, thank you. Actually, it's just like. We didn't have a structured management system, but it was like there was a core group, there was a core team, and in that core team, so these are the people who I talked at day one, and then the people who are willing to do this operational work. First, we started a Slack group, and we made the communication via Slack, and then we used Zoom a lot. So it was and also we talked people a lot. So it wasn't a real management though, because most of the things were decentralized. So it was like in the principle of good faith and collaboration. But when it comes to some critical decisions, someone raised the question, and we had a quick Zoom talk. And in that Zoom talk, we talk about it and decided about it. For example, the criteria about evaluation, or the topics of the hackathon, or how we will handle management with mentors, or how we will do the communication and announcements. So these were all talked in the Zoom talks. Even the decision of if we are gonna use a rating system between 1 to 5 or 1 to 7 or 1 to 10. So even that we talked about it on the Zoom talk. So even the detailed things, but for some unimportant things, we just did it. So that's why that's how we were able to do it quickly. So that's why I say there were mistakes. But or there are some things, if we go back, there are obviously many things that we will do it differently. But at that time, I think in order to do it fast, we did the best. We did everything to do it quickly.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Hi there. I was just going to ask the question. So we are a global network of, what are we now? Somebody, let me get it right, 54 organizations around the world. What do you think the potential is to do something like this, or the madness of attempting to do something like this as a global event?
Actually, now at the moment, there are some global hackathons are going on. One of them is done by US, another is done by EU, and also European Commission, also Europe-wide. So one of them is called Global Hack. Another one is again EU versus virus. So there is this cooperative efforts for building hackathons with participation of tens of thousands of people, or even hundreds of thousands of people. Now the people are working on that, and it has become actually hugely popular. And actually, I believe in that in two folds. So one of them is actually, first of all, it's better than doing nothing. So if there is no such nudging, then people will not do anything about it. They will just watch the news. But for me, I don't have time to watch the news. Okay, so and even if I watch, so I get nervous and I don't like it. I feel terrible. So instead, doing something is better than doing nothing. And second, actually, it creates morale. It's for the people. So people feel good about it. I mean, even if nothing comes out, so that's the worst case scenario. Even if nothing comes out, it's a morale. People and you know, in innovation, in creativity, in order to come up with the best idea, you need to come up with thousands or 10,000s of ideas. So, and all those 1,000 ideas will be crappy, but among that 1,000 idea, one idea will be the winner idea. So in order to come up with that one idea, we need thousands of ideas. So I think in that sense, that's where the hackathon works, and it speeds up the process. So instead of working on that hours, days, or weeks, so you can just immediately reach the people. And also for the entrepreneurs, so as I said, we had more than 120 mentors, so it's not so easy to reach those people. So it takes time and effort. You will get introductions, you will schedule time, you will arrange meetings, and sometimes it takes a month or 2 months to make a schedule with some specific person. But in the hackathon, it speeds up the process. So you can talk to as many people as you like. Maybe you can talk to 10 mentors, which otherwise you have no chance to reach those people. So even if the idea does not work, it creates this communication and something sparks up. So it's like a chaos, but we are trying to make it a focused chaos. So we're trying to bring order to the chaos. So that's what the hackathon does.
Thank you. I like that. Organized chaos.
Any more questions? Shadowrun, you're on the call and not asking a question. That's weird.
Let me just check in with Yoni, because I haven't seen him for such a long time. So hi there, Yoni. Thank you very much for sharing your insights today. You know, we're looking to reach out to a big population of mentors around the world, as Joe alluded to. So, so I just wondered at the moment, just you know, what kind of thoughts there are from your mentors about how they can engage with entrepreneurs at this, you know, this crucial time.
So what's the question again? Sorry, I couldn't get it.
Just wondered how your mentors are engaging with entrepreneurs at this, you know, at this difficult time. But you know, what is it that they're actually doing?
Okay, so it's like I mean, as I said, one thing is about availability for communication. Mm-hmm. So they become available for communication, and also we ask our entrepreneurs how they would like to continue the mentor. So what do they need to make their projects real? So we are doing the matchmaking. We are doing the moderation to make them contact contact with each other, and we leave the rest to the mentor. So we do not involve in that. So we just say that okay, we just say the entrepreneur tell what you are seeking, and the mentor helps with the knowledge and the network.
Okay, so you're finding out who's available. you're helping with the matching, and then you're letting them, you're just trusting them to get on with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we do not get that much involved. And there's a question from Dinara related to that. I guess from the chat I can see it. So related to your question as well. I mean, how did mentors advise teams? How many minutes? How was it organized? So it's like, I mean, as I said earlier, there was a Google Sheets, which is Sheets online with everyone. So it was an open call to mentors and also open to entrepreneurs. So each mentor put their available timing, their preferred method of communication, like Zoom, Google Hangout, or Skype, and their availability and their expertise area. So, and the time limit we put was actually 15 minutes per mentor, per project team. So it's like 15 minutes, but some mentors went beyond that. Also, so they did more coaching, and also, as I said, some mentors are still continuing to work with the projects as well. I mean, that's it. So we didn't join and involve their communication between them.
Okay, thank you.
But actually, currently we are working with some other platforms that we didn't know at the moment. So we just started with the platforms which we already know and available for everyone. So that's why we use Google, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. That's the already available tools. But now we learn that actually there are some specific startups which serves this specific needs. Maybe if we do it again, or when we apply it later, we can use this pre-existing solutions. So it might make the process better.
I think we have another question from Dinara, which is, have any coordinators from you participated in mentor consulting?
No, actually, no. I mean, in that, but I think there was one of us or one or two people. They were just checking to see if it was working. So they joined the calls randomly. So it was a random check. We didn't check all the calls if it is working or not. But some people from the coordination group randomly checked in to those calls if they are really talking to each other. So we did that. And for the coordination of the timing, actually we didn't, we left it to the participants and the mentors. The question, did you share all the links to mentors contacts or to teams? No, not to the mentors. We shared the links to the participants. So actually we shared only the Google Sheet. We shared only the file which shows the name of the mentors, the expertise, how they can reach them, and the availability of timing. So that was the sheet. It was filled by the mentors, and it was seen from the participants. So we try to do it as easy as possible to make it faster. I mean, again, as I said, our main goal was to make it quick and dirty.
Yeah. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. I think we are running a little bit out of time, but from participation and the questions, I take it it's something we have to do as well, right? So we will be looking into it, and I hope to see you soon next week. Don't forget to register for tomorrow's webinar if you haven't done already. Some of you I will see tomorrow, and the rest next week. Speak soon, and big thank you for you guys for joining us and telling us about your hackathon, which is really absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.